For the Morning Fanatic podcast, I'm Albert Torres, and welcome to another episode of the show. The NBA Finals are set. The Boston Celtics did not make history, and it will be the Denver Nuggets versus the Miami Heat. Not the most exciting or enticing matchup, but I hope that is not the case. I can't wait to see what the crew has to say. But please, before we get there, don't forget to hit that subscribe button if you have not done so yet. Hit that thumbs up to like this video. And don't forget to share this with a friend. We finally have the crew all together. Nobody taking naps. Nobody sleeping through alarms. We got everybody in the house. Full house. Filthy Texican. Black Mamba. How are you guys doing today?
Just living championships, you know? Enjoying
Rested. Well rested.
Well rested. Yeah, man. After fucking... like 15, 18 hours put in the ranked.
Grind.
Grind.
That was a good grind, man. But yeah, Carlos, tell us a little bit, talk your shit a little bit for your Tigres.
Pues ahí le vamos a hacer un espacio más para otra estrella, compadre. But I have a new redesign. I think we should just start the stars around the shield and then put the new one at the very top.
Started, put it.
Pobres chivitas quedaron cabrito, pero pues lo intentaron, güey. Y insisto, como todos los campeonatos del pasado, y en su pinche casa. Vivan los Tigres, compadre. Ahora sí, yeah, we can move on. Nah, I won't spread the mustard.
Pues from one champion to an Eastern Conference champion, guys, we're gonna start off with the Heat defeating the Celtics, man. The Miami Heat are headed back to the NBA Finals for the second time in 4 seasons. The Celtics did not make history, but the Heat sure did. They are the first team to make it out of the play-in and advanced all the way to the NBA Finals. The Celtics playoff slogan was unfinished business, referring to their 2022 Finals loss. Well, fellas, looks like that will remain unfinished. What went wrong for the Celtics this series? Or you can also flip it around and what went right for the Heat? Carlos?
I think the Celtics were a team that was, and in a good way, focused on defense, turnovers, and fast breaks. And the minute it came down to half-court offense, not enough steals, no easy buckets, they kind of just morphed into a jump shooting team. Had a tougher time going through their sets versus Miami. Shout out to Spoelstra. He had them prepared for any look that Boston was going to come with, even though they almost squandered it. They were more prepared for Game 7. They were not fazed by the spotlight by being in the Boston Garden. And the Celtics had a terrible home record this playoff, man. I don't think they would have deserved to be in the NBA Finals this year. And this Cinderella story, if you will, to me, is a better story, a better narrative, and a more deserving team. The Celtics relied too much on the steals and layups, and when they couldn't get that, they struggled.
Joey?
Jimmy fucking Butler. All I gotta say is I apologize. I don't remember exactly, but I remember saying that Jimmy Butler was not the number 1 guy. He's the perfect number 2 guy, and I'm gonna sincerely apologize for that statement. But this run was impressive. Really, really impressive. Does the losing the 3-0 lead worry me just a little bit, but you know what? Then again, remind yourself, they were a playing team. They are an 8th seed.
Here we go.
Celtics were supposed to dominate, but I think it's more on the Celtics losing it than Miami winning it. The Celtics were not supposed to be down 3-0. They were not supposed to. They shouldn't have struggled at all. They are the better team. On paper, talent-wise, they are the better team.
Here
but it's basically...
What about up here and next to nose?
I was going to say, but Miami wanted it more.
And Hart too.
Miami wanted it more. Jimmy Butler. I gotta say it now before it's official. The trademark goes through.
Here we go. So
Wanted it more.
here we go. So we're just gonna keep that excuse in like our back
It's
pockets,
not an
right?
excuse. It's not an excuse.
Play
It's
in
not an
tournament.
excuse.
They're not even supposed to be there. I mean,
It's not an excuse.
What I'm gonna
It's
go
not
with.
it's just impressive. It's just impressive. If you would have told me at the beginning of the season who has a better chance of making the finals, the Celtics or the Miami Heat, what are you gonna say?
Was Jimmy Butler guaranteed it that they
You
were gonna
gonna
be there?
I'm asking you a question. If you at the
And he
beginning
backed
of
it
the
up?
season, in the back of the season, in the beginning of the season, if I asked you who has a better chance of making the finals, the Celtics or the Miami Heat, who are you gonna say?
Pues I don't know, because they were both there in the Eastern Conference Finals, man.
They were the number one seed the year before.
Yeah.
So like neither one was a wild take. Truthfully, it was a wild take.
Yeah, but-
and at the All-Star break in the middle of the season when the Heat was struggling, but not at the end when they got hot. Not
Let
at
me
the,
just-
not in the play-in.
Give my little take here. I think. Well, the question was what went wrong for the Celtics in this series. I'll tell you exactly what went wrong. It was their 3-point shooting, man. Their 3-point shooting and their turnovers. They just went cold in this series. I don't know what happened. The defense was there. Like, forcing the turnovers was there for Miami because they're always scrappy. They're always there. But the quality of shots that the Celtics were getting were good shots. They just weren't falling in. First 3 games, the Celtics fucking averaged 29% shooting from threes. They averaged 10 threes a game and 15 turnovers per game. So that's a disaster right there. And the Heat, which they weren't a really good 3-point shooting team. I can't remember what they were ranked in the season, but they skyrocketed to 46.8% in their first 3 games. Then the last 3 games where the Celtics ended up winning, the Heat went back down, came back down to life. They averaged 36.9% from 3. So, and the Celtics took care of the ball a little bit better. Instead of averaging 15, down to 10 turnovers a game in those 3. Game 7, they went back to broke as fuck from 3. 21.4% from 3 with 15 turnovers for the Celtics. And 8 of those were from fucking Jaylen Brown when your star went down, when you're looking to get paid that supermax money. That's where you're supposed to step up and prove that, hey, I'm that guy that you're looking for. And I think it's just bad shooting was what went wrong for the Celtics.
So I'm saying they kind of like morphed into a shooting team out of nowhere, or not out of nowhere, but I think when their back came against the wall, or when they more aggressive or like more, I'm not gonna say focused, but like, yeah, just a tougher defensive team came along. It resulted to jump shooting.
I think it's just more disruptive. I don't know if, like, I feel there's a difference where, like, yeah, good defensive team and then a disruptive.
Is that on the players or is that on the coaches?
Oh, no, absolutely on the players. I don't think it's the coach.
Bro.
I don't think so, man. He can't have them like, hey, you have to make. It's not the coach's fault that the guy can't make his shot or the other guys can make his shot. He can put them in positions to make them, but it's going to be up to the player at the end of the day.
So you don't believe he got outcoached?
Not necessarily. I don't think he got outcoached. The players just performed better in addition to Spoelstra. Because the talent was there. The talent for the Celtics.
Blown out in Game 7, Bird at home, and you're gonna say that
They shot 21% from threes with Tatum on the very first play of the game. Sprained his ankle. Couldn't do shit.
I didn't realize that. I don't know. I guess you're right. That can't all lie in coaching.
It can lie on Jaylen Brown for sure, more than the coach. Because that guy played trash.
I didn't argue that. I'm not
Which is the
arguing
game?
that.
Which is the game where Vincent went down?
I
6.
think it was
4 or 5.
3, maybe. Because I think they had gone up and then they sat him down because they had cushion. Either 4 or 5. I can't remember which one.
Where he didn't start or he didn't play, right?
I don't think he was starting. I think it was Martin, the guy that was starting.
No, Caleb Martin was never started to the very end. Vincent,
He was out for Game 5 with a left ankle sprain.
Game
That he
5.
suffered
Okay.
he suffered in the injury of the fourth quarter of Tuesday's 116-99 Celtics win in Miami.
Well, Bert, final take.
Let's go to the NBA Finals, man. Let's start with our predictions. That's just my take. I've nothing else to say. That Heat just you need a little bit of luck and skill and coaching to get there, and they got a whole lot of luck in this series. So
Real quick before we go into NBA Finals prediction, real quick. I don't know if this was going to be a topic or not, but did we see the last of Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown together?
I think so.
Absolutely.
I think Brown wants out.
Well, there was a good Shannon Sharp, just a little bit that I saw today working out. He made a good point of Jaylen Brown is a second team All-NBA, which is basically he was a top 10 player this year. Not a lot of those grow on trees. So the Celtics really just because it's a bad series, you're going to go away from him?
I don't think he wants to be there even if he gets the Supermax.
Yeah, I was gonna say I don't think you can't have.
I think he doesn't like I don't think he likes the town. Period. Or the fans. Even though the fans. I believe that.
I think it's just two of the same exact players just playing the same position. I don't know if it's them. I know one's a shooting guard, one's a small forward. I think they both play exactly the same. Jaylen Brown, to me, his defense is probably a little bit more elite. Obviously, Jason Tatum's offense is a little bit more elite. They need to make the decision of who they want to keep. But it's the same thing like the whole. I'm sorry, real quick. I was gonna just compare Lillard and CJ. I know, obviously, not talent wise, but I'm just saying, relax before you guys go.
Similar players.
It's like, hey, these two play exactly the same. Obviously, they both play a lot better when they're on the court by themselves. Let's take the value while we're here.
Yeah, I said that 3 or 4 years ago, and y'all laughed me out of the podcast or out of the group chat or wherever we were doing it. I remember whenever I compared McCullough to Lillard, I'm like, there's
no. You said he was a poor man something. I can't remember what it was.
Whatever.
Anyways, I'm just gonna say I think he just needs a new scenery. They need a new scenery. They need a breakout. They need to bring in fresh talent to keep more of a balance.
Yeah,
I think you can't have those two guys ball dominant, play the same position, same style. I know it's like I said, obviously one's better, a little bit more in defense, one's a little bit more better in offense. Which one are you going to take? You're obviously going to take more of the offense. You're not going to keep the defensive player.
If Ayton's not happy out there, I say try to go get him. Celtics need a big guy. Yeah, Horford, old as fuck. I mean, solid,
I think Jaylen Brown's going to want to go to Phoenix and be the third guy.
Well, we'll see, man. But that was a good point, Joey. I don't know. I feel that they shouldn't. I feel that they've reached their max. I don't know really what they should do because that's their max. And breaking up, I don't know if it's the answer, but something definitely needs to be done. But we'll see, man. I'm sure next year, I mean, that slogan might continue to go. Unfinished business. Who knows for how long. But let's head to the NBA Finals, fellas. Our predictions. It's the number 1 seed versus the 8th seed play-in survivor. The Denver Nuggets finally know who they will face, and it's the Miami Heat. Seeding at this stage doesn't really matter with the championship berth on the line. The Nuggets have the most efficient offense in the playoffs, scoring 119.7 points per game, while the Heat rank 6th defensively, allowing 111.5 points per game. Who's your 2023 NBA champs, guys?
I gotta say it's gonna be a cakewalk for the Nuggets, but I think they're too focused. They're too deep. The matchups aren't there for the Heat. The minute Adebayo goes into foul trouble, whoever is up next, big guy for the Heat. If it's Zeller, Serbian barbecue chicken, boy.
Love is in the air.
He can just let him cross his fingers and hopefully he can handle Gordon. If Love has to do Jokic, that's not a good recipe either. Also, barbecue chicken probably. But yeah, man, I just think the Nuggets are too focused. It's their year. They haven't done it. And the mismatches aren't not there. It's like the Heat aren't
How many games?
enough. I think 6.
Nuggets in 6, right?
Nuggets in 6. Yeah.
Okay. Joey?
Jimmy Butler. Can't go up against him.
What?
Mm.
Miami in 6.
Wow.
You got a
Nuggets
Vegas ticket or not?
Nuggets are gonna win the first 2,
You got
and
any
then
books?
Miami's gonna win 4 straight.
You got any bookies? That
4
you're putting some money
straight?
on there?
Joey?
Damn, that's extra. That's an extra cherry on top of that one.
Wow.
Yeah,
Nuggets
but
gonna win the first 2.
if you're
and
confident that'll make
Miami's gonna win 4 straight.
if you're confident in that truly happening, make sure and you get yourself a ticket with somebody. I'm sure they'll take you
So-
at great odds.
There's the best way to contain that offense is do not double Jokic. Give him the Luka treatment of just making him score. That offense is a lot more lethal when he's distributing the ball, and it was a fucking cakewalking it with the Lakers. Every time they double him, they're elite with a bunch of spot up shooters. When everyone's like Huchimara, whatever the fuck his confusing name is, I'm sorry, I know I sound like an asshole, but whatever his name is, the reason it wasn't because it wasn't his defense, it was the fact that they were playing him straight up and they were making him work. There were some shots obviously were gonna go in. He's way more talented. He's a lot bigger than Adebayo, but you just have to make him work. Don't let him distribute the ball. That's just my take. You look at that film, the way they were playing him, that's all they have to do. Don't be surprised if Udonis Haslem goes in. They were probably gonna play just contain him, and then I'm pretty sure Jimmy Butler and others they're gonna make Jamal Murray work.
Yeah, but then it goes right back to him too. Murray's gonna. Well, what was you said in 6, 4 straight at the end of Heat? Wow. Well, I'm just gonna go with. I'm gonna go with Nuggets in 5. Nuggets are gonna get the first 2. Heat get game 3, and then they'll. But yeah, man, I feel that the Lakers. Anthony Davis is good defensively, and I just don't see, even though he barbecued chicken AD, I don't see anybody within the same stratosphere, universe, anywhere that's going to be able to guard Jokic from the Heat. Adebayo? Hell no.
I don't think you know what? That's a conversation for another day. I was gonna say I think it's more with today's game, the way it's played and the way it's officiated, where it's allowed Jokic to dominate the way he is. And I think I don't know what it is.
Jokic does flop chingos, and you give so much shit to Embiid, Carlos.
There's no fucking way that Anthony Davis.
Everybody does at this point.
Yeah, no, that's true.
Ahora
I'll
sí.
give him that. Anthony Davis, there's no way that guy's a lot more physically gifted and talented to where he should struggle to guard Jokic. But I think it's just more that the way this game is. I mean, it goes both sides. I mean, obviously Anthony Davis should play, but it's like you.
It's not just possible that Jokic is bigger, better. Like we're gonna find excuses for Davis for his entire career.
Oh no! I'm saying with anybody, Jokic with anybody. There's
That's what I'm saying. If Anthony Davis,
athleticism that the gap to shut doesn't compare. I'm just saying.
That's
But
what
it's
I'm
like
saying.
he's using
If
the
he's
rules
like
to his
the second or
advantage.
if he's the second or third best guy, and just like you said, the gap is that big. How are we still finding excuses for him? The narrative should be this guy's just fucking incredible.
I'm not denying his talent. I'm just saying it's the same thing with like the way James Harden was using the officiating to his like back when we were saying with James Harden, oh my god, he's the greatest offensive 2 guard of all time. It's like no, it's just the way he's using the way the officiating is today, but obviously it's gonna change.
But that's too broad. What do you mean exactly by the officiating?
Well, that
Like,
manipulating the refs, going to the
Manipulating
line.
refs, the way he's
To the
able
free throw line? Or to the free throw line, or to get
and not just the free throw
charges, or
line,
to
just
get-
in general, just the way he's like you can't play too close to him. It's like obviously he's don't get me wrong, a lot of those
you can't play close to Curry. You can't play close to a lot of players, man. It's just different because he's a center, or it just doesn't. We can't believe it. It looks because we've never seen it before.
because he plays a lot closer to the basket. If only other guys should just take advantage of it. Just though I know Harden, those couple years where he took advantage of it, he looked so fucking elite. You couldn't guard him. You couldn't guard him because they didn't want to send the free throw line. So what do? He had freaking wide open layups all the time, or wide open threes. That's just me. I'm not denying his talent. I mean,
No, I know you
Obviously, the
weren't.
shots are going in. He's using it to his advantage the way the style is being played today. That's just
Look,
all
man,
I'm saying.
the only thing that worries me.
Before we used to say that was smart from the players, and now we're using it against them. Cool.
What was smart? What?
When Kobe could draw fouls and pump fakes and whatever and cheat and tell you that he knew that the referees blind spots and all that mamada. Oh, he's smart.
Smart
Mama
as fuck.
mentality.
Hold on.
Everyone else, manipulating the refs.
Don't be surprised. Don't be
Narratives.
surprised. To change
Narratives
the rules.
per player.
James Harden changed the rules. Trey Young changed the rule. Kobe Bryant, that little sweep underneath out in the wing when you see the guy put his hand out and you sweep it.
Durant does it first. Oh, unofficial sponsor, Cheetos.
So it's just, that's all I'm saying. Is like, don't be surprised if eventually they tweak something out to where Jokic is going to change the rules to something. That's all I'm saying.
But Durant's always had that sweep too. I don't know what move.
Kobe was the one that started it. Where they're out in the wing and then you have your hand out like in their face or something like that. Or you lower it and then they have it low and they just pick it up real quick and they get you the hack.
Now it's always on the floor. The call.
Now it's always on the floor. Before it used to be like, oh, it's a shooting foul. I'm like, no, it's no longer a shooting foul. You can't do that. Or like the whole Trey Young. Actually, Chris Paul started it and then Trey Young perfected it.
To the people, yeah.
Yes,
like
well,
you go by him and you stop and lean back.
Yeah, they would always do that. Then both James Harden, he just fucking travels all over the place.
That's not a natural jump shot. Wait, no one like fades like that. No, wait, no one shoots like that.
All this shit that we're just all about Jokic, que todavía we're forgetting. Murray can fucking go off. They need to know how to guard him. Jimmy can't be out there.
Who do you think will lead the series in points?
That's a tough one.
If you were betting that ticket in Vegas,
I think I think
because there's not that many guys out here.
I think the Heat in the perimeter are going to be better defensively and might have them struggle a bit more, especially the physicality, where Jokic is just not going to matter. Actually, you know what? Before we run out of time, Joey, what was that topic we were like right before we were about to press record here, and you were talking about Stephen A. Smith? What?
Stephen A. Smith said that the Nuggets' run to the finals is a lot more impressive than the Heat.
Mm-hmm.
Why?
You say you agree with that?
I agree, even though I haven't seen that or haven't said it. Like, it's just the obvious because.
Why is it obvious?
Because the Heat did not face a 100% Milwaukee Bucks team. Then they faced the Knicks, which the Knicks are the Knicks, kind of like the Clippers. And then the only true team that they did beat was the Celtics. And even then, they were broke as fuck, but we can't take anything, like discredit them because they weren't injured like Gianna's was, and Knicks are the Knicks. And over here, they beat the Clippers, which that went, was it the Clippers in the first round? ¿Verdad?
Yeah.
They got hurt too. They were hurt, but then they had to go over Kevin Durant and Booker when Booker was shooting, fucking 75%. And then they swept the Lakers, but that was also a tough matchup.
Okay.
The Nuggets knew two guys wouldn't beat them in the Suns.
So Miami playing a play-in, you're not going to give me any credit for that.
No, there's credit to that. There's credit to that.
Okay, next round. We say this all the time. Obviously, I'm with you on that. Milwaukee was not 100%. Fine. The next round. How many games did the Heat play without Butler?
They played one, but that was the Knicks. That was the Knicks. Didn't they? They lost that game. But they lost that game.
They have a bunch of undrafted players.
But they lost that game. It would have been impressive if they would have won it. I would have given you that. But they lost it.
Okay. So then the argument of the whole thing. Okay. So then your argument about Milwaukee being injured, it doesn't matter because they won a game without Giannis.
Hey, we're not gonna give them any credit for the fact that they have no All-Stars and no All-NBA players.
Yeah, I haven't even gotten that far. I haven't even gotten that far.
Wait, was Bam an All-Star this year?
No,
I don't remember.
I don't think so. I don't.
Thank you. Just to make my point stronger.
But it's just
no All-Stars, no All-NBAs. And it's not impressive.
It's not impressive. Well,
8th seed. Okay.
Exactly. What was it that he said last time? He was like, "Oh, it's not like it's the first time it ever happened." Or
beat the best player in the world. Okay.
Yeah, we said like an AC making the finals, and you said like, "Oh, it's not the first time it happened." So like, okay, so that discredits it or that makes it worse.
When was that? I didn't say that.
When the Knicks did it, it was on a lockout season.
Right, it was a lockout season.
So then that one's not impressive.
Okay. So then
No, I
what's...
remember you said that once when we were about to game. When we were about to game, you said like, oh, they're not the first team to do it. Remember?
Like it's been done before. Yeah, something along the lines of it's been done before.
Done before. Something along the lines of something like that. I'm like, okay, so that makes it. I was like, okay, so them being the second team doesn't make it impressive.
No, it doesn't. Oh, yes. Here we go. I'm about to say finish the job, and then it's impressive.
Okay, so
That's
they
what I
finished
had
the job.
mentioned.
They made the finals.
So
Yeah.
no credit to getting there, but
No,
LeBron's
see, I'm
10
saying
appearances
a
need to be
credit.
put up-
Okay.
We need to put up a
Eight
trophy
straight.
for getting there
8
10
straight.
times. Whatever the fuck.
8 straight.
So
Get it
if-
right.
So if they win it, so if they win the finals, will you give them credit?
Yes, that'll for sure. The run is gonna be more impressive because they finished the job.
Literally, you're sounding like the reporters from Sports Center talking about Tigres because they were a 7 seed, because they didn't play well, because they weren't supposed to be there, whatever the fuck. No credit for who they knocked out. No credit for being a low seed. No credit from winning on the road.
But until they finished the job, I would have given them the credit. Like,
Bueno,
so we're giving
como
participation
quieran,
trophies. You're in for all those participation trophies then.
No,
Finish the job.
No.
Finish the job. Then you didn't win it, but you got there. Como ustedes, que, okay, fine. That one. That's why when I switch it around, when you guys say the same thing about LeBron, that's why I switch it right now.
Albert,
Finish the job.
I'd be with you if the Miami Heat were a 4, 3, 2, or 1 seed, but they're not. This is the reason why they're getting a little bit more love for only getting there because of who they were when they began, who they got through.
Yes, but remember, también they were also there last year in the same exact situation. Eastern Conference Finals.
Everything was on the road, man. In the Boston Garden, 3 wins, nothing.
Eastern Conference Finals, they were there last year. Ahí estaban. They just had a rough start to the beginning.
They had all-stars last year. They had all NBA players last year.
Actually, yeah. Let's check. What was the 2023 NBA All Stars?
I don't think Jimmy or Bam were there. Maybe Bam, and
I don't think Bam was there. It's because like some of them were hurt. No, Jimmy Butler were hurt too, and that's why también they had like some rough starts. So like injuries happened. The Lakers had a fucking
again.
Bam Adebayo was an All Star
This year. Okay, I stand corrected.
So at that point, then for like, I guess Western Conference Finals. Like let's say the Lakers would have been to the finals. Let's say hypothetically, would they have the most impressive?
They would have thrown them a mini parade.
Pues they started, como dijiste tú, pues they started 2-10.
Yeah,
where they started.
They have 17 championships, bro. Like that's not impressive.
They're not giving them credit for like those 17. We're talking about that team.
Right, but if this 7 seed would have gotten to the NBA Finals, it would have been a major deal for the narrative, for you, for SportsCenter, for Fox, that the 7 seed made it in the West, but the 8 seed in the East.
Because they were 2-10.
Impressive thing.
They were 2-10 to start the season. No, they were 2-10 to start the season. They completely changed their roster. At least the Heat had that roster. Maybe injuries at the beginning, está bueno, but they still had the roster, able to practice, and they had that camaraderie. Acá they had to start from scratch with like 25 games left. Maybe even less.
But they don't.
Hold on, I need to get another sheet. I need to get another sheet of paper to run because I'm running out of all the excuses you've given me for today for everyone. Wait, hold on, another piece of paper.
Miami does not have LeBron James and Anthony Davis on the roster.
Already former champions.
Two
75 players.
Arguably 2 of the top 5 should be 2 of the top 5
Not anymore.
players on the league.
Not anymore.
Jimmy Butler isn't even top 10.
Ahora sí, güey.
Top 15.
Ahora sí, LeBron and AD. Ahora sí, LeBron and AD are top 5. Ahora sí.
I said should be. I said arguably should be.
No, but we're not giving should. They weren't.
Okay, fine, top 10.
They
fine,
weren't.
they're 2 of the top 10.
Are you even sure about that, though?
Maybe one of them.
Okay,
Yeah.
fine. So that makes my argument about Jimmy Butler. Jimmy Butler's probably not even top 20.
No, but we're talking about, we were like
He's not even in the NBA All-Star.
Lakers and Heat that we were talking about. But I don't know, man. For me, you're not gonna convince me.
The answer's simple. The Joker was too much for everyone that has been in his
yeah.
way. Period. We're finding excuses for all the losers instead of saying the winner is fucking amazing. That's what I'm. That's why.
Wait,
That's
and
the
por eso
narrative that I'm not gonna jump on.
And you're going against me that I'm giving the Joker his props that his run is more impressive than the Heat? That's what I'm literally telling you. And you're saying que no.
But that statement is incorrect. You're trying to give him credit by diminishing what the Heat did. That's not.
I am not diminishing. All I said is, to me, the run is more impressive for the Nuggets than the Heat. And that's just the level of competition.
The number one seed is supposed to be there at the end, way. That's not impressive, man.
Wow. When everybody...
I'm sorry, but in comparison, it's not impressive. You can stay impressed by what the number one seed was supposed to do. But
pues por eso pero tú no, güey, que Joker a la verga. We've never seen this before and all of this. So I don't know. They're supposed to do that number one seed.
In comparison to the Heat?
Now we're doing layers to the onion like Joey on his...
No. We're comparing which one was more impressive, right? That was the question?
Right. And I'm saying the Nuggets, because of the competition they faced, Joker being dominant, triple doubles almost every fucking game, or averaging the entire playoffs. Like, that's what I'm going with. More impressive. Know, that's me. Y'all have difference. We can agree to disagree.
All right. The Knicks have a trash team, but it's hard to win in Madison Square Garden too, man. And
they themselves haven't won there in fucking 50 plus years, way. Because it's gonna be hard.
I just mean the atmosphere and in the playoffs and those fans and what they scream and just going to New York, period. But
yeah,
okay.
Oh, well,
I guess
we agree to disagree. NBA Finals will start. What is it?
Game one.
Game one is on Thursday.
I believe so.
Yeah.
Joey, how many points do the Nuggets win by since you have them winning? What's
14.
your crystal ball saying?
14.
Wow. Carlos, you have any?
Miami's going to be tired. Altitude. That's fine.
Nuggets by 9.
Nuggets by 9.
Jimmy Butler will be laughing on the side in the sidelines too.
I'm going to go Nuggets by 15 or more.
Full blowout. Okay.
Corrida style.
Nah, I think Spo's going to keep it close. He's going to cut down runs.
Coach Spo? Remember when that's all I would hear for...
Yeah,
culeros,
I haven't heard you say anything this time. Like when
no, because of fucking Jimmy Butler. I hate that I'm in this predicament.
We get in this exposition.
I love that you're in this predicament.
Spo will work out a play. Spo will lock him down.
After timeout plays, best coach in the NBA. Best coach. He'll get you a bucket.
No, take off the first statement. Period. Take off the first part of that sentence.
Best coach in the NBA, then?
I believe so.
Who was this year's coach of the year? I forget.
Brown from the Sacramento Kings.
Brown from the Sacramento Kings.
He'll probably get fired. He'll get fired in 2 years.
Yeah, he's gotten that before.
He's gonna get fired.
That trophy doesn't mean you're the best one in the league. It means you had the best season.
Like I said, he's gonna get fired in 2 seasons either way.
Trophies means you had the best season, Carlos, even the MVP?
Disque, I mean, it doesn't always work out that the guy that got that trophy's at the end.
Now we're flipping.
No,
now we're flipping.
What do you mean?
Pues where was Jokic those 2 MVP years? También got knocked out.
That's what I just said. It rarely ever works out that the guy that got the MVP is also happy at the end. Curry, LeBron are the last 2 I can think of.
Did Curry win that first year, verdad? The 15, I think it was. Was it that year?
One of them, dog. He didn't hit the finals.
But no finals MVP.
I knew you were gonna say. I knew you weren't gonna escape without saying
couldn't complete it. Todavía le va a faltar al. Well, let's see if Jokic can. When's the Olympics? Is it next year? 2024, verdad? See if he can maybe go back to back. If he can go MVP, Finals MVP, champion, gold medal. Está bueno.
Stop
give
it.
it to him.
Stop it right now. Don't even go there. It's not even fucking
This
fair.
motherfucker needs a
It's not
foreigner
even
to hit
fair.
you with a parlay. No
See,
man.
MJ did it. LeBron did it.
Por eso
Así se puede.
for the favorite Olympic
Sí se
team, not
puede.
as a fucking upset.
Hey,
with a-
the world has gotten a lot better. You never know.
Yeah, well.
Bueno, guys.
El entrenador de Chivas también era de Serbia y les faltó.
He'll be back. He'll be back next year. Nunca sabes.
Yeah, I don't think he's gonna lose his job.
But all right, guys. Well, can't wait for the NBA Finals. Well, get together next week again. All right.
Sounds good.
Guys, let us know your predictions. Who you got? Nuggets, Heat. How many games? And who will be your Finals MVP? Murray or Jokic? We'll see. For the Morning
Hey,
Fanatic.
no potential for Butler. Wait, like it's just like the Heat aren't even there. Damn. The insults continue. No,
Hey, wait, but you've got the Nuggets winning too. So I'm not the
so
only
do
one
I, but
throwing
you're
shade.
just making it seem like the Heat have zero shot. Like there's no option. Like only those two guys are the potential. Oh.
Zero. I see. If anything, it
Zero.
might be 0.15 or 0. Like, para que no sea el complete zero.
When we get Jimmy Butler on the podcast, he's gonna roast you, culero.
Well, ni modo. At least if we get him, talk all the shit he wants. And that's the beautiful thing about sports. They could shut haters like me up, and we'll wait and see. And if they don't, then I'll keep talking my shit until they do.
Will you give a
Speaking of
sincere
which-
apologies if the Heat win?
Would I give what?
A sincere apology?
Maybe. Yeah, not maybe. I will.
Wow.
I will.
Sincere was too complicated. Of a word.
Maybe not sincere, but I will apologize.
There we go. That honesty. That's the
That's
key that we
fine.
like.
I'll
about
take that.
Bueno. All right, guys. Well, for the Morning Fanatic, I'm Albert Torres. Got the
Black
Campeón.
Mama.
Y el campeón.
Black Mamba, Filthy Texican. We're out.